Hello, everybody. It's Final Richard with the 20 best Spanish language records. Well, maybe my 20 favorite, except for one, and a couple are in English. I'm going to start off with the comps. Saturno 2000, this is a Analog Africa comp. It's a cumbia, but it's a Mexico DJs slowing down cumbia. It's pretty trippy. The vocals are pretty weird. Some of the songs sound like 1980s video games. Pretty weird. Pretty weird shit. I like it. Number 19. Rare Mexican Cuts of the 60s. This is a straight up garage. Mostly songs from the US and UK, all sung in Spanish, and it's straight up garage. Really, some really good. Los Absons do a great version of Susie Q. I think better than CCR's. Not sure about the original. Number 18. This is a psychedelic Cumbia Psychedelica, Volume 1. Music out of the jungles of Peru. Now, the cumbia music out of the jungles, up in the Andes, I guess, up in the mountains. These towns and cities were isolated from Lima. I don't think there were roads up, to them, really. And what they did is up in those high elevation cities, they switched out the accordion with the electric guitar, and it's really cool. Some psychedelic stuff. There's a couple of songs that sound like kind of straight up cumbia, but then there's others that are really funky. They have Santana groove percussion to them. But yeah, really cool stuff, man. And then probably my favorite of the comps that I'm going to show is 60 Psychedelic Garage from El Salvador. Fantastic shit this is. Really, there are tints of garage, but it's a pretty psychedelic album throughout. The last song on side 1 is La Nueva Generación. It's a slower song. It kind of sounds like Vanilla Fudge with the organ and that, but it's better, Alright, now those comps I showed in order. The rest here I'm going to do in chronological order. It makes it easier. 1965, this first one. And it's Los Cycles out of Peru. Fantastic. This is a comp of their 6 singles. 5 singles from 1965 and 1 from 66. This is straight up early garage in the vein of the Sonics. This band was around when the Sonics were doing it. I mean, 65 is pretty early. That Demolition song, it's so fucking good. It's fantastic. If you like the Sonics, you'll love this shit. 66. We got a band out of Mexico City, Los Pankies. I think they went through a couple of name changes, and then when the Hanky Panky came out, they changed their name to the Los Pankies. I mean, they have a few songs with Hanky Panky in the name, but this last song on side 1, the cover of Hanky Panky, it's fucking good, dude. It's better than the original, man. It's fucking wild sounding. But yeah, pretty cool. It's straight. This is straight up garage. Even kind of frat rock at times, Now in 68, this album was released in Mexico. One of the best psychedelic records released in Mexico. The funny, let me show you. This is what the original album looked like. Fucking cool cover, dude. And this is a shot of the band. Like I said, 1968. The thing is, they were from Puerto Rico. They recorded this in New York City, I believe, but it was only released in Mexico. So a lot of people call them the Mexican Kaleidoscope. There were 3 Kaleidoscope bands in the 60s, one from LA, one from England, and this one here that was only released in Mexico. Fantastic. Now, I believe all of these songs are sung in English. There might be some that were Spanish, but I think they're all sung in English. Now this next one is a band from Mexico, 1971. And again, this one is all sung in English. This is a kind of a hard and heavier sound from that 70s, but it's more, this sounds more like a 68, 69 album. It's got tinges of garage, tinges of psych, but it's more in the hard and heavy. It's blues. It's got a blues foundation. In fact, there's a couple of songs, Inspiration Blues. It sounds like a John Mayall song, you know. And then the first song in Psych 2 is Ending Blues. They're straight up blues. But you got songs like Old People, just fantastic, psychedelic greatness. Now, one of the best of the psychedelic albums out of Mexico is Doug Doug's. This came out in 71. It sounds like a 68, 67 psychedelic. It's fantastic psychedelic record. It sounds like what they look like. This is one of my favorite Mexican records. I don't know if there's been a recent reissue. This is a 2001 reissue. And I think this one is even getting hard to find, you know? Now the next band here, 1978, Los Lobos. Just another band from East LA. It's their first album, all sung in Spanish, traditional songs. I saw them the following year or so. They opened up for Public Image. Public Image's first concert in Los Angeles. They were the opening band. They weren't received very well. Shit was getting thrown, but they finished their set. The second act came on, and it was 2 dudes, totally nude, with just belts on. Those guys didn't get to perform. I don't know what it was gonna be, but not only shit was thrown, people actually got up on stage and they chased those guys off the stage. Yeah, and then the Plugs, and then Pill. But yeah, great American band, Los Lobos. Now we're going to jump all the way to 1987 with Linda Ronstadt's first Spanish language album, Songs of My Father. Her father was from Mexico. All sung in Spanish, sung beautifully. Of all my records that I have, my wife has quite a few. A lot of Spanish records, but they're all on CD. And of all these records that I own, this is the only one that she ever requests. Hey, can you play that? Just beautiful music. Now we're jumping a big jump to 2010. A garage, straight up garage band from Spain. They're the Vacuum Cleaners, I believe it is. Los Aspiradoras. Whatever. The Vacuum Cleaners. Straight up garage. Kind of in the vein of those 80s revival garage bands. So a little sped up. Really hard hitting. If you like garage, man, you'll love this band. It's their first album, I believe. The next record is 2013. And it is this band's first album, Generation Suicida, out of South Los Angeles. Punk band, all Spanish lyrics. This is their first album. It's a little raw. It has hints of the Ramones. Some songs are a little rougher than that. The female drummer is fantastic. This is a later album by them. It's a little more cleaned up. I would venture a little more on the Clash. This is a little more Ramones. So this is definitely more raw. Fantastic though. Really good guitar player in the band. He doesn't shine or come through as much on this early one as he does on that. Or live. 2017, we got a band from Colombia, Muro. M-U-R-O. This is their first album, 2017, and it's fantastic. I have another record of theirs from 2020, and I think this one is better. The one from 2020, it's not as recorded as well. It's all kind of muffled together, the drums and the vocals. It's not a very clear. It's not bad, but when you compare it to this, man, this is way better. Really cool front man on this band. 2018 is another American band. They're from Orange County, I believe. Female singer, female drummer. Very fast. They're a much harder hitting Spanish punk rock band than Suicidal Generation. Yeah, these guys are way faster, way harder hitting. I don't know about way faster, but yeah, it's definitely harder. 2019, we got a great album here. This is I recommend this one if you're into hardcore punk. It's Uzi, another band out of Bogota, Colombia. It's 2 males, 2 females. The drummer is fantastic on it. That's the one thing that really sticks out. And the guitar player, they're really good musicians, man. And the singer, she's pretty good, man. I recommend this one a lot. It's a silk screened, and it came with a bunch of goodies, you know. I'm not sure how available that is. This next one is a 2020 album, and it's a split. It's a split with Muro, that band I just showed earlier from Colombia, and then this one here, Orden Mundial, from Spain. I don't know if I said that right. It doesn't matter. That's it. The band from Spain is fantastic. This Muro, it's a little muddy compared to that album of theirs. But this side here, man, it's some noisy, industrial noisy, hardcore punk. Just in your face, loud. Just fantastic. If you get up on a Sunday morning and you want something to relax to, this might not do it for most people, but it does it for me. Fantastic split. Another great album from 2020 is this One Foot on Death Road, Trash Wax. It's a one-woman band from Chile, and it's a one-man band from Argentina. The one-woman band is Bang Bang Band Girl. Now, I got a little confused. I thought this was Bang Bang Band, which is a two-piece, 2 females out of Frisco, I believe. But this is no Bang Bang Band Girl out of Chile. She has quite a few releases. And then this dude here from Argentina. Now, the dude from Argentina, man, he's... it's almost like that guy from The Undertaker. No, God, what's that dude from England, man? He makes hundreds of records. It's not The Undertaker. It might be. But yeah, he's in all kind of bands. But yeah, this guy, it sounds like that really lo-fi. I mean, really lo-fi. And there are some kind of garage guitars in it here and there. But this one, this gal, I prefer this side. She's fantastic, dude. Really edgy garage punk rock music. And she's really good, dude. Bang Bang Band Girl. Excuse me. Another one from 2020. This one is completely different than all the others. It's a little more Norman Maslow. Norman Maslow would love this album. It's what's her name? I'm gonna mispronounce her name. All Words and Music by Lorena Quintanilla. Quintanilla. That's close enough. She sounds like Laurie Anderson parts at times. You have this electronic stuff and then the spoken word, but her spoken word has more melody to it. It's not as robotic as Laurie Anderson. Some of it's ambient, some of it's a little more in your face, but yeah, it's really cool. She plays all the instruments. She does everything on this. I didn't say she's from Mexico. I believe Ensenada, Mexico. So really close to the border. But yeah, fantastic album. I'm going to explore her more. And she may be from a band, like a two-piece band. I'm not sure. But yeah, this is fantastic. And like I said, Norm, it's like a more brainiac music than some of these others. And finally, we got this one here. I don't know how to say their name. Mujeres fuck it, doesn't matter. That's the name of the band. This one is not a favorite of mine. I've never shown this one. I bought it earlier in the year. I never showed it. I didn't really... It's recorded live. Recorded live on Halloween 2020 in Austin, Texas. I'm not sure where they're from, though. I don't know if it really says. But, yeah, it's not a very good recording. I mean, I have bootlegs that sound better. I recorded live. And that's the name of the band right there. And I don't think it says where they're from. Recorded in Texas. Anyways, that's my 20 Spanish language. I'm going to go watch the U.S. and Iran. I'm going to have to tape the English game because they're playing at the same time. At halftime, I'm going to turn the TV off so I don't hear about the English game so I can watch it not knowing the score. But anyways, take care, everybody.